Good morning. Merry Christmas to everyone who's out there. We are the Center for Spiritual Living North Metro, and I'm Reverend Michael Torphy.
I'm Reverend Valerie Torphy.
I'm Sheila Fawson.
I'm Greg Fawson. We do the broadcast.
I'm Dr. Ernestine Garcia. I'll be doing the readings.
I'm Jake Fernandez.
And I'm your music for today, Angie Cat.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Hi, everybody.
So let's get started.
Merry
with
Christmas.
Invocation. If you would just close your eyes and join me, knowing the truth of all existence, that God is all that there is, perfect, whole, and complete in its creation, and not bound by its creation, forever creating and becoming more of itself. As I know this for God, I know it for each one of us, that we are microcosms of the macrocosm, and everything that moves through us comes from the source, our oneness with the source. So I speak this word today, declaring this service as uplifting, inspiring, and enriching. And everybody that's tuned into this service receives exactly what they came here to receive. And for this, I am eternally grateful. Grateful for life, grateful for love, grateful for the peace that surpasses our human understanding. And so, knowing that this word is complete, in gratitude, I release, I let go, and I allow it to be. And together we say,
And
so it is. Let's get started with Angie Cat. What you got, Angie?
I've got this really beautiful song by a friend of mine, Jan Garrett. It's called the Solstice Song, and I thought it would lead us perfectly into the solstice energy and Christmas time. So here we go. Deep in the darkest winter night, here with my candle burning, cozy and warm inside the light, now that the world is turning. What does the future hold in store? Where has our journey brought us? How can we learn from what's gone before? What has experience taught us? We are the future. We can reach for the stars. We feel at home in our own backyard. We want to be who we are. Friendship will light the darkest stars. True love will hold the vision. Peace and goodwill on earth is ours. Let it be our decision. What does the future hold in store? Where has our journey brought us? How can we learn from what's gone before? What has experience taught us? We are the future. We will reach for the stars. We feel at home in our own backyard. We want to be who we are. Deep in the darkest winter night, here with my candle burning, cozy and warm inside the light. Now that the year is turning, feel how the year is turning. La 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 la.
Thank you, Angie.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. You wrote that, right?
I did not. Jan Garrett wrote that.
Oh, okay. Well, you give her all the credit, and
That's
you
right.
get much for performing it.
Thank you very much.
So we'll see you in a bit.
All right.
All right. Yes.
Hey,
Got some stuff you want to
I
say?
do. The purpose of the Center for Spiritual Living North Metro is to be a spiritual community, to be supportive to all those who are seeking support, to practice and live unconditional love, to be non-judgmental and forgiving, to embrace oneness, to join all others who want to co-create a world that works for everyone, all cultures, all races, all sexual orientations, all life.
So it is.
And so it is. So like us and check in on, nope. I don't know that you can do that anymore. Okay, I'm starting over. Like us and check in on Facebook at CSL North Metro. You can go to our website, cslnorthmetro.org, and check out our contact list, and you can add yourself to it so you'll get our emails, and you can request prayers on our website. So we invite you to do that. Our title today is Embracing the Christ Within, and you already met our guest artist, and that's it for me.
That's it. So we're going to bring our beloved Ernestine, Dr. Ernestine. She's out there somewhere, I know.
Oh, there I am.
Don't disappear on us.
No. Here I am. Thank you so much. And Merry Christmas, everyone. We usually start with the affirmations and then we go into a reading. And so the affirmations for the week of December 10th, 2023, written by Stephen Anthony, and Christmas blessings and holiday blessings to Stephen Anthony with grateful hearts. Anyway, please repeat after me. I celebrate the light, love, and spirit within all living beings.
I celebrate the light, love, and spirit within all living beings.
God essence overflows from my being always.
God's essence overflows from my being always.
The creative wisdom of the universe is present in my consciousness.
The creative wisdom of the universe is present in my consciousness.
Unlimited potential is expressed in all my experiences.
Unlimited potential is expressed in all my experiences.
My spiritual practices deepen my acceptance of Spirit's oneness.
My spiritual practices deepen my acceptance of Spirit's oneness.
With every breath I take, I am one with the divinity of the universe.
With every breath I take, I am one with the divinity of the universe.
And together we say,
And so it is.
See, and he writes those, and they're just awesome. Okay, the reading today is from the book, The Third Appearance, A Crisis of Perception by Walter Starcke. Walter Starcke writes, the odd couple of the 21st century is the marriage of science and mysticism. Surprising as it may seem, because of this union, we are now able to finally solve this crisis of perception and close the gap between imagination and fact, or the divine and the human. When I began my conscious spiritual search some 60 years ago, I would have never believed that the day would come when science would accomplish something that organized religions had never been able to achieve. Today, science is proving the existence of what we have commonly thought God to be. Not just the theoretical speculation, but also with empirically demonstrable material examples. That fact doesn't make religious input or the mystical experience obsolete. Instead, it does exactly the opposite. Science is in the process of breaking down all material substances into what is called a singularity, the single basic substance from which all life evolves. However, it takes mysticism, the experience of spiritual consciousness, to put the pieces back together in a way that will make living in the world like living in paradise. Esoteric science is telling us what material existence is made of, but it takes esoteric spiritual wisdom to interpret and understand not only what constitutes life, but also how to live it. Science is proving mystical truths at the objective or physical level that we have known subjectively for thousands of years. And in doing so, science is making mysticism, the science of intuition, rational, practical, and undeniably necessary. Whether we like it or not, science is driving us toward a material as well as a spiritual singularity, a time when technology and nature will have become one, and life as we currently know it will no longer exist. This singularity, where things born of nature and those born of people's runaway intelligence merge, is already taking place. And together we pray. And so it is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Ready for another song?
Yeah.
All right, let's bring Angie Cat back.
Awesome.
Angie.
Hi. Yes, well, this one is one of my favorite Christmas songs written by Peter Mayer. It's called Stables, and it's about creating a stable for the Christ Spirit in our hearts. So I hope you'll enjoy this. Bethlehem, a manger way, long ago and so today, where hatred-weary people pray, that love will come and lay there. And so do countless stables stand, in hearts as harsh as desert lands, rough shelters in the wind and sand, so love will come and stay. Love that opens fists of hate, heaps of gold on beggars, love that shows a kind face to enemies and strangers, and the walls of stables tremble so when the winds of fear and judgment blow. For stable hopes in love alone, and knows that love's the answer. Love the prophet's only word, the only lesson left to learn, the only end of heaven's word, and the only road that goes there. Love that sees with mercy's eyes, holds its arms out open wide, spreads its loom with separate lines, and weaves them all together. So may the lamps of stables glow brightly, that their light may show, for miles in the darkness so love will find its way there.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I've never heard that particular song before.
Either.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? I mean,
It
it
is.
really captures the essence of this season.
It's nice having a different song for Christmas.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, well, we'll hear some more from you in a short
Great.
time.
Thank you. I look forward to your message.
Yeah. Uh, so it's Christmas Eve, honey.
It is.
Ho, ho, ho. And we're talking about the Christ. How appropriate, because this is the season of Christ where we recognize that a person of beyond human understanding came to this planet and taught us some good things. And it's through our new thought understanding that we look at it in a different way than most Christians do. And that doesn't mean one is right and one is wrong or vice versa. It just means that we hope it sparks something within you to get clarity of your thoughts of what Christmas is. Because we all deserve to have our own experience with this time of year. And hopefully we're having that experience every single day throughout the year. And then we're just not having it one time a year. But it's powerful because people all over the world are joining in, and just having a peaceful understanding for one day is an accomplishment. For myself, I discovered that Christ consciousness was always within me. And it helps me to understand it more when I look at the meaning of Christ. It comes from Greek word Christos, and it means the anointment of one. And I join with other New Thought teachers in understanding that to mean that we're all the anointed one, because there's only one. So there can't be me and the one when there's only one. So we all come here as anointed beings with a very special gift: intelligence, love, creativity. We have all those gifts that we can bring forth, and knowing that we're anointed by the Christ, and that never leaves us. No matter what's going on in your life, it never leaves us. So when I think of embracing, I wanted to look up just exactly what the word, I know what embracing means, but I wanted to see what the dictionary said. And it says, hold closely in one's arms. That's so comforting to me, to think of like how you would hold a baby in your arms and to see that life and that amazing miracle that's come into. That's why I hold the Christ consciousness. I hold it lovingly in my heart and in my arms. And it took a long time to get to that place, just going through different understandings. So what's important for me is to understand that there are 3 stages where we deal with the Christ in a different way, where we deal with our anointment in a different way. And those are the child, the adult, and the elder. Reverend Valerie, you're going to talk a little bit about child?
Well, so when we think of child, we think of, well, I can remember what it's like when you bring forth that child into the world. And do you talk about the experience that you had when Kristen came in?
Oh, it was amazing. First of all, I felt blessed that I was allowed to be in there, because in our dad's generation, they were like, stay and wait and see the surprise. So it was funny because my then wife, my daughter's mother, said she forgot her glasses. She could watch on a screen what they were doing, and she wanted to see the birth of her own child. So I went running down the hall, got her glasses, come running back, had to change gowns, and went in there just in the nick of time, because right after that, well, she put her glasses on, she was delivering. She didn't mess around. And it was amazing. I felt this. There was this energy in the room of anxiety and joyfulness and all those things. And when that little girl came into this room, so much energy filled this room. It was like, it could have been anybody's kid. And I was still felt that energy. It was so much love. And I just started crying like a big baby. And I felt, well, this is a good way to welcome my child here.
Mm-hmm.
So that was quite an experience, one I'll never forget.
So I think I just wasn't aware of energy as much as you were.
Well, you're in pain.
I was committed to doing the natural thing. And so I was very aware. Well, my memory is both of those two beings born at separate times, the absolute deep wisdom and intelligence that I saw in that newborn's eyes. It looked like an old soul was looking out at me in that newborn body.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even give you the words to experience that, just that understanding of this is a new presence here in this body, in this world, but this is a soul that has wisdom and intelligence and just far beyond my awareness of it. I just could see that in the eyes. And so I think that helps us realize, we each have this experience where we launch ourselves into this physical world. And in a lot of ways, we've forgotten who we were and who we came here to be. And it's there. And then we take all these years remembering who we came here to be and how we came here to be. And so when we come into the world just completely innocent, then we begin to have the lessons of what it's like to be a body on this planet and in this world, and the constrictions and things that we might have. Like, I can imagine what it must be like for that soul to realize they need somebody to feed them, they need somebody to keep them warm, they need somebody to change them. And most of us have that experience when we come in, and yet there are some little babies who don't have that experience when they come in. And so as children are nurtured and supported, they're able to grow and flourish. And when they're not, then they have a different experience. And as we begin to have other experiences where some of them are good and some of them are bad, we get the opportunity to begin to realize that we came here to learn things. And so some of those experiences are going to be the kind, loving kinds, and some children have experiences that are not that way. And so then as they grow, they get the opportunity to learn the lessons about those experiences and realize that, some children are neglected and some children are abused. And so it's a painful existence for them. And many are able to have maybe someone who mentors them or helps them, or sometimes it's religion, sometimes it's a mentor, sometimes it's who helps them begin to grow and understand why they're here and make those journeys into their next yet to be.
So there's on the physical level, well, let me put it this way. First, that child comes in as the Christ. There's no background in the physical world. They just came from the spiritual world, the world of infinite possibility. So when they come in, we look at it at the physical being and how that affects everybody. But even though they're already anointed one. By being born, you're anointed. God looked at you and created you, and that's an anointment itself. But we as humans need the physical anointment. So there's the baptism.
Mm-hmm.
There's the quinceanera. There's all these different Native Americans have a way of anointing them into their adulthood, and that comes through by the bar mitzvah and quinceanera. What I'm trying to say, I'm getting a little confused here. What I'm trying to say is that we need a physical form to embrace them into their adulthood. And in the baptism, in the quinceanera, they're recognizing that now this child is a man or a woman, and it changes how they look at life. They're stepping into adulthood. And what does that mean? The negative R word, responsibility. First, they have to be responsible to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Next, they're responsible to their family, because we're raised in these family units, and we all have our responsibilities that we're supposed to do. And that can be so heavy that it's hard to deal with for some people.
Mm-hmm.
Responsibilities to our brothers and sisters that are all over the world, responsibilities to our purpose. So we have all these responsibilities that we're now adults, and we gotta take it. We got this heaviness on our shoulders, and it's not necessary, because you are the makings of the most powerful thing in the universe, God. And God created you to not just be responsible, but to respond to the Christ consciousness, respond to the God that shows up as a person who's in need, the God that shows up in war, and our responsibility to hold the presence of God, hold the presence of the possibility of peace in that war, hold the possibility of good for every human being on this planet, for every living creature on this planet. And to just know, no matter what you've done in your life, that the Christ was always within you, through your mistakes, through your accomplishments, through everything that you experienced. It was the Christ within you, guiding you, holding you, nurturing you, and keeping you in a safe place, even though sometimes it doesn't feel that way. You want to say anything about adulthood?
Well, what I was thinking when you said that, spiritually, you're always safe, even though humanly, sometimes we're not. And so I think when we can begin to realize that regardless of what's going on in our lives right now, we're here. We actually chose, I believe, to come here to have this experience, because I think we have the opportunity to grow more and faster in this body than we do in the spirit world. And I read somewhere that we can do in a human lifetime, I think it was 1,000 years worth of growth, not in the body. So we make this choice to come in and have experiences. And I think that we each have specific things that we plan to work on while we're here. And so sometimes things happen outside of us that we have absolutely no control over, because, we're all manifesting. So every single person is manifesting, and sometimes those manifestations bump into each other. And so we have experiences because other people are manifesting that we didn't have any plan for. But we also have a plan for, these are the things I'm working on. And so sometimes that means that these are the challenges I'm going to have while I'm working on what I came here to learn. And that might be a difficult person in your life that, for me, it was a difficult person that I had to learn not to take that behavior personally, to understand that everything that person was doing that appeared to be aimed at me was about them. And when I was taking it personally, then I was taking it on, then I was becoming the victim, then I had something to be, I guess I could blame that other person. And when I finally learned that their journey is their journey and my journey is my journey, and when I take on what they're throwing out, that's my responsibility. I get to say, oh, no, thank you. I get to say, I understand that you're in pain and I'm sorry for that. And me taking it on and blaming you doesn't serve either one of us. So no, thank you. I'm going to just go on my merry way and not absorb the things that you're throwing at me. So that's one example. I think there are lots of things. I think sometimes we experience losses. Well, I know we do. We all experience losses. And that's part of the human experience, to learn that we're spiritually whole, perfect, and complete, no matter what the challenge is that's happening in our lives. And I think that gives us the strength to walk through this life on this planet and understand the spiritual lessons that we came here to learn.
Mm-hmm. And for a lot of us, in our adult years, I know for me, I was in my late 40s when I came into this teaching, and something was awoken in me. And I knew that I wanted to live for the spirit within me, for the Christ consciousness in me. So I would leave something behind, not my material goods, but what I was in this lifetime behind when I'm ready to go and say, that was a good life. I feel good. I changed one person's life. And if that's all the adulthood was about, then I was successful, because we're here to uplift each other and to be uplifted by each other. And knowing that in your adult life, then you've discovered the Christ consciousness.
Do you remember that day that we were out walking? It was a long time ago. We were walking around the lake that we lived by in Grand Junction, and this man came running up to you. Are you Reverend Michael Torphy? I thought you were Reverend Michael Torphy. Then he began to tell him how much what Reverend Michael was teaching had changed his life. And we don't often get to hear that back. And it's wonderful when it happens.
Yeah, it's kind of shocking when you're out not thinking in those terms and somebody comes and says that to you. And bless him. Bless him for being that place of understanding where somebody may come up to him and say the same thing, because he shifted in his life.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't what I did, it was what he was open to experiencing.
I believe that. And I also believe that it's your presence, that openness that you have, and that it's apparent that you're absolutely deeply spiritual all of the time. And that I can remember when I first started, I had been searching for years and years and years. And when I first found religious science, I sat in the front row and I cried the whole time you talked. Every single Sunday I cried, because I was hearing the things I've been looking for so long. And I didn't, sometimes it takes us a while. We get brought up in other spiritual teachings or religious teachings that aren't really serving us. And so we search and we search and we search. And when we finally find it, I think that's what the tears are about. It's like, oh my gosh, I've been searching my whole life and here it is. And the things that you're saying are so meaningful to me, and they mean so much more to me than blame, 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 shame, shame.
Mm.
And that just that teaching that everything is love, and that we're all love and that we're all made of love and we make mistakes and it's okay. And it was just so uplifting and such a relief.
So knowing that, I also know that I was standing on the shoulders of all those that came before me, my ministers, that helped me develop that consciousness of being a spiritual being, and their teachers that brought it to them. And you who's touched some lives, it just keeps passing on. It becomes like like all the people before me were my ancestors, and my minister was my mentor, and my teacher. So we moved through adulthood and we moved into the elder part of our lives. And I thought there's no real anointment. There's anointment by baptism of a child. There's anointment through a bar mitzvah or quinceañera or some. I developed a rites of passage for young men, and it's been a long while since I've performed it, but I can remember doing it and feeling so adult, so adult in a spiritual way, and seeing these young men step into their power, and just having that transfer from my generation to their generation. It meant a lot to me. So I thought, what if we did a christening to an elder of who they're becoming in their next life, who they're about to become? And in christenings, you're given a spiritual name. So what if we did a ceremony to an elder and allowed them to name themselves, their God self, and who they'll be in their next experience? And to me, that's exciting. To me, that's having something to live for, that you still have lots to give to this life. I mean, I'm 76 years old. You're young, and I still have a lot to give to this life. I still have a purpose, and I can do this until I drop dead. That's exciting to me, because we never run out of things that we can be in this world. And the most important part of getting to that place where you can name your spiritual name of who you're going to be in your next experience is letting go of all those dandling regrets that just seem to want to hold on forever. Letting go of those regrets. And that can be part of the ceremony too. To consciously say, I let go of any regret because they're not true. They don't have no power. They're nothing. And I accept them as nothing and send them back to the nothingness from which they come. I now declare my name in my life after this. And I just think it'd be powerful that you never stop being anointed. I remember when I left Agape, that's where I grew up spiritually. And my teacher, Reverend Michael Beckwith, did an anointment ceremony for me moving from that experience of spiritual community into the next one, where I'm moving to doing service for my community here, to being the place of a leader of the next center. It was a big step. So he anointed me into that next step. And it felt very powerful. It felt very, what's the word? Empowering. Because he was saying, I recognize you as the Christ to where you're going in Grand Junction. And that carried me through some hard times. But that being a spiritual being and allowing that other spiritual being to say, yes, I recognize you, and bon voyage, goodbye. It's been nice knowing you. Have a great life. And I can't think of anything better. I also, in my acknowledgement of my elder years, I say thank you to my body,
Mm-hmm.
to all my bodies, to my physical body, to my spiritual body, and to all those bodies that have been in my life. To this body next to me, saying thank you. Thank you for allowing us to experience this wonderful world called Earth and all that it has to offer.
Yes.
Thank you. Living in gratitude.
Yes.
So, I think you got something to say about elders?
Nope, I think we should pray.
Okay,
You do it?
sure. So join me in that vast goodness of life and recognize what created this life. Recognize what created all life. What is the creator of creation? And we can name it God. I choose to name it God because it means something very special to me now. It is the source of all life, the source of peace and harmony and joy and freedom and creativity, power, abundance, prosperity, radiant health, all of these and so much more than I can ever comprehend.
Mm-hmm.
But I know I am one with God. As I know it for myself, I know it for each and every person that's participating or watching and enjoying this service. I see that same power within you. I see that same essence of spirit. I see the Christ within you. I know that each and every person listening to this service are anointed into this life with grace, with power, with amazing experiences. So I bless each and every one of us, knowing that we continue having experiences, we continue to live life at a high level, we continue to grow and expand in the wonderment of life itself. We continue to find joy in everything we do. We continue to move through anything that looks like a mistake and gracefully learn what it is we need to learn from that mistake.
Yes.
I see this for each and every one of us. I bless every living creature on this planet
Yes.
and beyond.
Yes.
I see for this planet where there's places of war, absolute peace. I shine the light towards that area, calling forth the power of all those trying to make peace, fulfilling their destiny. And so very thankful, so very grateful for life, for love, for happiness, for spirit expressing in so many different ways.
Mm-hmm.
So very grateful for God in my life, for our home, for our relationship, for our friendships,
Mm-hmm.
for all the good is always constantly
Yes.
being shown to us
Yes.
in this life.
Yes.
And so with this sense of deep gratitude, I now release this word into the love, into the law. And together we say,
And so it is. Amen. Amen. Aho. Ashe. And
woo-hoo!
All right, we're going to sing one of my favorite Christmas songs here that just really brings us to that place of recognizing the holiness of each of us. This is called "O Holy Night." Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of the dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining. the soul felt its the thrill of hope. The weary soul rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees. Oh, hear the angel voices. Oh, night divine, oh, night, when Christ was born. Oh, night divine, oh, night divine. Truly he taught us to love one another. His law is love, and the gospel is peace. Chains shall he break, for the slave is our brother, and in his name all oppression shall cease. Sweet hymns of joy in grateful chorus raise we, let all within us praise the holy name. Christ is the Lord. Let ever praise we the power and glory, the more proclaim the power and glory, evermore proclaim. Oh, night divine, oh, night, when Christ was born. Oh, night divine, oh, night, oh, night divine.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
That's so beautiful.
Thank you so much. It is a beautiful song reminding us how holy we all are and what a holy time this is.
Yes.
And let the Christ be birthed in you. And it just means recognizing that you are anointed into this life, and you can live it with the grace of God in such a spectacular, amazing way, living out your purpose on this plane. And we recognize you, Angie Cat, and your purpose on this plane for the music that you bring to this planet. We're grateful for that.
Yes, we are.
Thank you. I'm grateful for you.
We got one more song, so we'll take care of the business and get back to you.
Sounds great.
Okay.
Here you go.
So with a grateful heart, we invite you to participate by saying thank you to us in a way that's recognizable. We could give thanks for all the we do give thanks for all those that give to
We do.
our spiritual center, and invite you to join in. If this is something that you feel is worth your thanksgiving, then we're open for receiving.
Absolutely.
And how do we do that?
So the easiest way is go to our website, cslnorthmetro.org, and just a little ways down the page, there are several ways you can give. And also, if you use Venmo, the Venmo code is right on your screen. You can use it there, or it's also on our website. So you can use Venmo and pay us that way. And our address is there if you're a person that uses checks. So you can send us a check and we'll say thank you for that as well.
So Venmo Mo.
Right.
Yes.
Or PayPal or all the stuff.
Let's
Got it. Yeah.
let's bless this
Let's
basket
do.
as a receiver of the good that comes to this plane. I invite you all to shine your light towards the screen and the camera and allow that light to fill this basket with abundant good. So repeat after me. I give such thanks for all the good in my life.
I give such thanks for all the good in my life.
Grateful for this spiritual center.
Grateful for this spiritual center.
Grateful for my life.
Grateful for my life.
Grateful for all the good in my life.
Grateful for all the good in my life.
I give from my heart so freely,
I give from my heart so freely,
knowing it blesses many, many people
knowing it blesses many, many people
and comes back blessing me
and comes back blessing me
for this and so much more.
for this and so much more.
I say thank you and let it be.
I say thank you and let it be.
And so it is.
And so it is.
We ready for Nancy Cat?
We are.
Wonderful. Well, I thought we would close out with another traditional Christmas song, and I invite everybody to sing along wherever you are, because I think singing in community is that healing vibration and it lifts us all up. So
Absolutely.
let's sing a little Silent Night. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, shepherds quake at the sight. Glories stream from heaven afar. Heavenly hosts sing Alleluia. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is born. Silent night, holy night, Son of God. Son of God, loves pure light, radiant beams from thy holy face. With the dawn of redeeming grace, Jesus, Lord, at thy birth, Jesus, Lord, at thy birth.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
The songs just bring some memories back.
Doesn't it? It's quintessential Christmas time.
So, anybody have anything they would like to share? before we say Merry Christmas and goodbye?
I just want to say, I'm praying for peace to everyone, you all on the screen, everyone out there on the world, in the universe. Peace.
Yes.
Peace back at you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And thanks so much for the message about
Yes.
being anointed from stage to stage.
Yeah.
It's great for us to think about in the new year and beyond. So appreciate it.
Yeah. Love the baby images. Just does make you feel so, everybody's so special.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
And
And
one.
we all come in that innocent being, regardless of what happens and what comes to us in our lives. We're all always that.
We always have that.
Okay.
Okay.
So we are not having a Zoom meeting today because everybody's got plans and things where they're going. So we're wishing you all the happiest of Christmases and happiness all of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, not just on this special time of year, but all of the time. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
Back at you. Thanks for all you do.
Yeah.
Yes. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year blessings to everybody.
yeah.
Yeah.
Christmas.
So let's close our eyes and join together and just give thanks for this holy day. Thanks
Yes.
for
Thank you.
the life that was given to us.
Yes.
Thank you for being able to recognize our holiness, our divinity,
Yes.
the good we have given and the good we still have to give.
Yes.
Thankful for understanding that we are more than the things that are happening in the world.
Mhm.
Understand that we are the giver of good, the giver of change. We are the change we want to see. And I'm so grateful for that. Blessing each and every one of you,
Yes.
knowing the truth of your being, that you are the Christ present, and giving thanks. And so there's nothing left to do but release, let go, and allow it to be. And together we say,
And so it is.
Merry
Merry Christmas, everybody.
yes.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.